Commanders, the rules of Titan combat are about to change. 6 new elemental skills just dropped, and one of them might force a Dark Totem meta shakeup before it even launches. Stick around, because by the end of this video you'll know exactly which skills to watch, which combos to fear, and which totem just became a problem for your enemies. Let's break it down. First up, main sequence. Every few seconds, this skill increases the attack of allied titans until the end of the battle. Sounds terrifying on paper. Stacking attack with no cap until the fight ends. That's a snowball effect. But here's the catch, everything depends on the numbers we don't have yet. How much attack per stack? How often does it trigger? Now think about this, any composition that drags the battle out, Earth teams with barriers, stall comps, those teams will let main sequence stack out of control. The longer the fight goes, the scarier this skill becomes. This is a skill that punishes slow battles. Remember that. And here's the combo I'm already eyeing, Dark and Earth element together. Earth brings the stall, the barriers, the drag out factor. And if main sequence ends up being one of the new skills placed on Dark Totem, pairing it with an Earth stall team means that attack stacking the whole fight, on a team that's already built to survive long enough for it to matter. Second skill, Dark Matter. Whenever an enemy titan is stunned, a comet strikes them, dealing damage and increasing the elemental damage they receive. 2 parts here. The elemental damage increase. Not a big deal, elemental damage only affects opposing titans, so on defense you have 0 control over it. But the comet strike on stun, that's where this gets dangerous. Think about what stuns your enemy's titans right now. Verdok keeps the entire enemy team stunned. Nova stuns on top of that. Now imagine pairing either of those with Dark Matter, every stun becomes a free comet strike. This is a skill built for stun lock compositions. If the damage numbers are good, this could be one of the best counters to stun heavy enemy titans. Before we go further, if you're new to Dominion, hit subscribe now. We're breaking down every spirit fusion change as it drops, and you don't want to miss what's coming next. Third, Gravitational Anomaly. Creates a black hole in the center of the enemy team, pulling titans inward and dealing damage over time. This is giving major Dark Totem vibes. Sounds like a smaller scale version of the Dark Totem's signature ability, same concept, lower damage, lower impact. A diet version of what Dark Totem already does. Fourth, Nova. A growing stellar burst. While it charges, allied titans cannot be defeated. Once it completes, it explodes and damages all enemies. Same story here, this is Light Totem's kit, scaled down. Shorter invulnerability window, smaller explosion. Familiar mechanic, smaller numbers. So here's where we stand, 4 new skills, and 2 of them are essentially smaller versions of existing totem abilities. The other 2, main sequence and Dark Matter, those are the wild cards. And out of everything we've seen so far, Dark Matter is the one I'd bet on changing the Dark Totem meta. Once this releases, that's the first thing we're testing. But Commanders, we're not done. Because 2 more skills just broke the entire elemental cycle completely. Stardust covers the battlefield with magical energy. Titans take damage based on how far they move, while random enemies are periodically pushed across the battlefield. No numbers? No comparisons we can make yet. But here's what matters, this skill doesn't belong to any existing element. This is the first hint of something new entirely. And then there's Dreamveil. After the opposing totem activates, enemy titans fall asleep, staying inactive for several seconds, or until they take enough damage. This is the one I'm most excited about. Why? Because sleep is a completely new status effect for Titans. And the moment you combine sleep with stun, you're looking at compositions that lock enemy Titans out of the fight entirely, back to back. Stun into sleep. Sleep into stun. That's a control chain we have never seen before in Titan battles. One more change before we wrap up: Echo Aegis is getting reworked. Core mechanic stays the same, but upgrades beyond 100% activation chance will now boost shield strength instead. Here's why this matters: Echo Aegis already pairs best with Avalon. Now you're not just guaranteeing the shield, you're making it bigger. This makes Earth Titans even stronger than they already are. And on top of all this, the Elemental Tournament itself is getting changes tied to this totem power increase. No details yet, but if you felt like the Elemental Tournament has gotten stale, this might finally be the shake-up it needed. 6 new skills. A possible new element. A Dark Totem shift incoming. And a control combo nobody's tested yet. Commanders, none of this is locked in until we get real numbers. But when these skills go live, we'll be the first to test them, the first to break them down, and the first to tell you what's actually worth running on your totem. Drop a comment: which skill are you most excited to test? Dark Matter, or Dreamveil's sleep combo? Keep thinking deeper. Keep testing smarter. Salute and friendship.